Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to day 87 of me journaling my journey to becoming profitable and the best version of myself. And today we're doing the monthly recap of the month of May. And there's a lot to go over. I'm very excited for how this month has gone. But I think more importantly, I want to address one thing. Today is May 31st, 2026. And tomorrow is the first day of June. And June is the sixth month of the year. And we have reached the halfway point of 2026. And this is truly a vital point in a lot of people's life, for the year. Think about literally, it might feel like it was just yesterday, but think about the New Year's party. Think about when the clock strikes 12 and you're so excited for the new year to come, and you're sitting there with your New Year resolutions, with your goals, saying, I want to accomplish this, I want to accomplish that, I want to become a better person, I want to get that physique, I want to make that money. And here we are. We're halfway through the month, halfway through the year. And how much have you accomplished? Have you truly been striving towards your goals and to becoming a better person? And is this truly your year? Or have you really just been sitting on your ass, not really doing anything? And now you don't know where the time has went, because time truly flies, and what you do with it is very, very important. So I really want you guys to look back on 2026 so far and think about, have you been taking action to achieve the goals that you have set out? Because if you have not, please, you still have 6 months left until the year is over, and you could still make something out of yourself. But for those who have been grinding, for those who have set out those goals and who have been chasing them relentlessly every single day, I'm truly, truly proud of you. And you should genuinely be proud of yourself as well, because 99% of people make goals, and only truly a small percent of them actually chase them and, make them come true. Because it's really easy to say something, but to actually make it happen, it's a different story. But let's go over the month of May and what we ended up accomplishing. So, generally, for me personally, I think that the month of May has probably been the best month in my entire trading career. Not even as far as how much money I made in my P&L, but just psychologically, mentally, my discipline and my risk management, which is probably 70% of trading, has gotten so much better. The strategy itself, that's like 30% of trading, and you could probably figure that out in the first couple of months of just beginning. But I've been trading for probably around a year and a half now, and these past 3 months have been so, like, the turning point. I've gained so much knowledge about myself psychologically and mentally that I feel like I've made so much progress in my trading journey, and um, I could see the difference. So I just want to go over and into that and what I've noticed change. So I realized that I've wasted so much of my time trading the sessions that are my bread and butter and that are my main criteria and my uh, expertise, you could say. I traded London session for so long, and I was just trying to figure that out because I feel like I didn't have the opportunity to trade New York session. I wasted so much money and time trading Asia session, um, trying to make that work because I thought I didn't have the opportunity to trade New York session. And, I was just doing, I feel like I was forced to do that. But I realized that that's really making me fail. I'm not making any progress. And I thought about the profitable me in a few years, the the richest successful trader that made this work. Is he trading the New York? Is he trading the Asia session at 7 p.m. at night? Is he waking up at 3 in the morning to trade London session? He's not. He's sticking to the New York session, what he's best at and what he knows how to trade. So I made that change in April, and this month I have been trying my best, and I have stuck to the New York session at 9:30 trading the Nasdaq, and I went on a generational run. I think I had like a 10-day win streak where I hit TP every single day without taking a single loss. which obviously was a great point in time, but there's also a lot of lessons that I've learned throughout the journey. Um, Last month I have made probably got one of my biggest payouts ever, which isn't too crazy, but 1.5K, which is decent. And this month I also got another payout for let me show you guys, $907, which I'm happy with. Um, Obviously a payout's a payout. We got paid this month, which is obviously amazing. But we went on that generational run, and we got paid out, and we got 3 live funded accounts with Lucid. And this month has genuinely been a journey. I've gained a lot of knowledge about myself as a trader, mentally, psychologically, and my discipline has gotten a lot better. But I truly just want to get into the day by day, how this month ended up going. First, let me show you guys. As you guys can see, this was day 78. The day before my win streak was over. We went 5 for 5 the first week of May. And on Monday and Wednesday, we ended up hitting TP on our Lucid evals. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, we ended up hitting TP again. So just a crazy run. Super grateful. But unfortunately, on Friday, we ended up getting stopped out and ended up causing us to truly crash out and make some big mistakes. And I want to get into that through the trading journal. And let me make my screen smaller so you guys can see. And I really want to, how do I say this? Point out this one thing in my journal that is truly the most important thing. And I feel like that every single one of you guys should have when journaling. And journaling is truly so important. As you guys can see, on my journal, I have a few sections. The date, the asset, which is either NASDAQ or whatever I traded, my position, long or short, my size, the result, the P&L, the notes, and the habits. Did I build good habits on that day, and did I stick to my rules? These two are probably the most important, the notes and did I build good habits, and I want to go over the month of May and how we ended up doing. So, that's April, boom, May. So, start of May, did I follow my rules? Yes, just another lesson learned. So, I ended up losing. I tried taking longs after we already swept high time frame liquidity, and my conviction was tapping a 5 to 15 minute bearish gap and getting a bearish FEG. So, following my strategy, I just ended up losing. But it is what it is. Then, did we follow our rules? Yes, we ended up winning. No, we didn't follow our rules. And let's see how, we ended up doing. So, took an actual trade on my live account and won. And took an impatient trade on my eval, ended up blowing it because I just wanted another live account. So this day I was just impatient, and obviously it led to a horrible result. Ended up blowing an eval just because I tried to get it fast. Did I follow my rules here? Yes. Went on a win streak. And this actually when I went on the win streak. So win, loss. So where were we at? Yes. Follow the rules, follow the strategy. 3-day win streak. Did I follow the rules? No. I traded Asia like a dumbass. And, fortunately I ended up making money, but I wasn't happy with this day because I promised myself that I wasn't ever going to trade Asia session again in the month of April. That was really like the whole point of that month, was me just learning that one lesson of just never trade Asia session again. Just stick to the New York session at AM. And, I promised myself that, but unfortunately, it just somehow ended up happening. I ended up taking a trade. I ended up winning, but I'm glad that I realized that it was just the wrong thing to do. And even though we won, we did not follow our rules. So, moving on, did we follow our rules? Yes. Just following our rule and strategy, and we just went on a 4-day win streak. Did we follow our rules? Yes. Did we win? Yes. 1,400 times 2 accounts plus 260 on Top Step. Amazing. This is the day. Halfway through the month, May 15th. Did we follow our rules? No. This is after the win streak was over. Our ego is at all-time highs. We're super cocky and confident, and when we ended up losing, we feel like it's just not supposed to happen. That we're just immune to losing, and that's just not how the day should have went. And obviously, ended up making the day a lot worse than it should have been. So, did we follow the rules? Absolutely not. Accidentally traded NQ instead of MNQ, which is a stupid mistake, and it's just really unfortunate. And instantly my top set funded got blown. Then was on edge and traded my Lucid funded to the point where it got blown. Bought a few evals and got one half passed. On this day, I ended up losing 2 funded accounts and 2 evals, which is horrible day. Wiped out literally like all the progress that I've made throughout this entire win streak. And this was a tough day, but I'm not glad that this happened, but I'm glad that I ended up taking this as a super valuable lesson. And through the next 2 weeks of the month, I was super strict with myself on how I handle losses and what I do after I lose. And this lesson was so valuable, and the valuable lessons are going to cost you, but that's what's going to shape you into the better and more profitable trader into the future. So this day was obviously horrible, but we gained a huge lesson. Then did we start following our rules? Yes. Win. Beautiful. That's when we passed another eval, got our 2 evals coming towards the end of the school year, which is amazing. Then we ended up winning again, plus $175. Amazing. This day, did I follow my rules? I think so. Only took 1 trade as planned. Beautiful. Was looking for longs, had a 15-minute sweep, then came into a 5-minute bullish gap. Then was looking for a 5-minute inverse for value gap, but then there was a 3-minute inverse for value gap for longs. Respecting a 5-minute gap and got stopped out, swayed away from my initial idea. This days what happened. I just had the wrong bias, but I took a good trade based off my strategy. Ended up losing, and it is what it is. It happens, and it's totally fine. As long as I follow my strategy, if I get stopped out, it's not a problem because it's just a part of my winning statistic. Then, following that, did I follow my rules? Yes. Obviously, a good day, made money here. Did I follow my rules? Yes, and I ended up getting stopped out. I feel like we had bad market conditions, but I did not force a trade. We were very bearish without any entries, but I was looking for longs after we sucked out some sort of liquidity. Following with the inverse for value gap, there was still a few draws under me, so that might have been the reason we kept dumping. But overall, I feel like I took a pretty good trade and had good risk management. Amazing, beautiful day. If I act like this and I follow my rules and I build good habits and I lose, I'm totally cool with it. It is what it is. It happens. So moving on. Again, did I follow my rules? Yes. Did I end up losing? Yes. Back-to-back losses, but it's cool. At the beginning of market open, we were very bullish. We pushed up over 200 points, and I didn't FOMO into longs. I was waiting for us to retrace into a higher time frame imbalance, such as a 5 or 15-minute bullish for value gap, to take continuations long. After we retraced into a 5-minute bullish gap, we inversed the 1-minute for value gap where I went wrong. Where I went wrong was I did not notice a 3-minute bearish for value gap that we had. So I think that's what led me into getting stopped out, but I'm happy with the way I acted after taking the loss. I got off and I didn't overtrade. Just took 1 trade and that's it. See, in this point where I'm happy with the way I acted after taking a loss, I got off and I didn't overtrade. Just took 1 trade and that's it. I feel like I truly ended up acting this way because of what I ended up doing on day 15. This horrible day of me just acting like a complete dumbass taught me the lessons to, become and act like a more profitable day trader. And this day, I only lost $260 instead of just, blowing all of my accounts like I did on day 15. So that's why I'm so glad. And on this day, I just ended up making a small mistake. With my strategy, you take the inverse for value gap on the highest time frame up until the 5-minute time frame. you take the highest time frame inverse fair value gap. So there was an inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute that I ended up taking, but I didn't notice that there was a fair value gap to get inverse on 3 minute. So, it is what it is. On this day, I'll just be even more attentive and pay more attention to the charts when I'm trading. So that's just the importance of journaling. And that's why I encourage, and every single profitable day trader ever will tell you to journal. It's just so important to be able to look back on your trades at the end of the month, even at the end of the week, and just look back on the mistakes that you made, learn from them. If you just make mistakes and you don't learn from them, you're not progressing. You're just going to keep on making the same mistake over and over again, and you're never going to become profitable. But if you journal, you look back at the mistakes you made, and you learn from them, you're going to progress as a trader, and you're going to see progress. So that's what I'm saying. It's super, super important to journal, and I encourage every single one of you guys to do it because it's truly a game changer. But, where are we at now? What are our goals? So currently, we have three Lucid Funder accounts. Obviously, we're in a bit of drawdown right now, but it is what it is, and it's completely cool. We ended up taking 5 trades. Ended up getting stopped out 3 times. But it is what it is. We just have to learn how to take a loss, and that's what I've been really truly trying to work on. And it may sound stupid, but I've been obviously I don't want to get stopped out, but I kind of do want to get stopped out. I do, but I don't. Obviously, I don't want to get stopped out because I don't want to lose money, but I want to get stopped out so I can work on myself and how I act and be able to handle a loss. Be able to handle that loss and just get off the charts. I feel like I'm a very competitive person and I'm a perfectionist. I just want everything to be perfect. Obviously, I want to have those crazy win streaks, but that's just not the case in trading. You can't always win. There's no such thing as a 100% win rate. So I need to be able to handle a loss and how I act after the loss. And I feel like I got so much better with that. I've been following good risk management, and I'm just getting off the charts after I do. So I'm so excited for the month of June. It's going to be the first month where I'm completely and utterly in peace in the comfort of my own home with no distractions and just trading at my own time with no time constraints, with no distractions. And I'm very excited for what the month has in store for me. For some goals, obviously, I want to get a payout on all of these funded accounts, as well as pass 2 more evals to get full max allocation on Lucid. One of my goals for the year was to have 3 funded accounts at the same time, which I have accomplished. But, obviously, I want to exceed that. I want to get way more funded accounts and copy trade them with different firms. And, I want to be like the professionals that have up to 15 to 20 accounts that they're copy trading. So, I want to pass 2 more evals, get a nice payout on all these 3 accounts, and just focus on building good habits. If I didn't have that crash out day on day 15, I'd still have all those accounts, and I probably would have requested 2 payouts that month. But, it is what it is. It was a lesson learned, and there's nothing we could do about it now but learn from it. So, this is actually my second time recording this video. I literally was recording for 30 minutes before this, and I was talking to the camera, and I realized I wasn't even recording. So, but it's cool. I'm happy to do these, videos. It helps me out a lot looking back at the month and, what I've accomplished and the mistakes that I've made. And I feel like every single month, every single week, I'm just growing as a trader. I'm learning lessons, and I'm changing what's in here, guys. As a kid, you're probably told it's not important where you are physically, but it's important where you are mentally and your head. And I really never understood that, but up until now, I realize how important your mind is and the way you think, and your psychology, your discipline, and your risk management really has to be maxed out badges in trading to be successful. And I feel like I'm getting really close to that goal. But anyways, tomorrow starts the 6th month of the year, the halfway point, and it's really up until what you end up doing with your life, what you end up doing with the year. Don't let it be a waste. Don't let the time fly by and you're just in the same position. You're at that New Year party, celebrating the end of the year, even though you didn't accomplish anything, saying that 2027 is going to be my year. It's going to be my year. I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to accomplish that. The same way you did for 2026. So, the year is not over yet. You still have 6 months left to change your life. And that's really all you need. But anyways, that was the month recap for May 2026. And I will catch you guys tomorrow with, hopefully we catch a trade.